How did you actually get into gaming, Teapot? Like taking it way back, right?
Get into gaming.
Getting to gaming.
Well, that the story of that is an exciting one, actually. The first game I ever played was Command and Conquer, specifically Red Alert 2, and it was at a time where, when you're 3 years old, you can't get video games, right? It's not really a possibility, especially when you didn't have like the kind of online markets that we had. So a lot of the games that I would get would be games that my dad would buy, and then he'd bring them. Specifically, he'd go to, he did a lot of work in America, and he'd bring games back from the United States, right? And a lot of that was Command and Conquer. He was really big into real-time strategy. He played, stuff like Warcraft, Command and Conquer, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Red Alert 2 was the first game I ever played. And then somewhere down the line, I wandered into the depths of the internet when that started appearing, right? Came across like all the Flash games, right? Stuff like One More Level, Mini Clip, right? Newgrounds, all this kind of crazy stuff, right? Then eventually you see RuneScape, right? Oh. RuneScape appears. Adventure Quest appears, right? Oh my goodness me. And then one time, it was actually my cousins that showed me Guild Wars 1, because they were into gaming too, right? We played RuneScape together, and we played WoW together, right? And I was actually at my grandparents', and they brought over the manual for Guild Wars 1. That's kind of weird, right? I don't know how that happened. But it was like the manual was here, and I was reading through it. I was like, "Whoa, this is actually pretty cool."
Yeah,
look at this thing, right? You can you can drain energy from people. I was like reading through all the roleplay. I was like, "Dude, I'm playing Elementalist Mesmer. Let's go!" Right? I want to be leeching people's magic, throwing fire at people, and that's honestly the story of Guild Wars. The Guild Wars and the MMO journey, right? Getting into MMOs was RuneScape, Guild Wars 1, eventually World of Warcraft.
So we've got a sort of introduction into your gaming, but what sort of brought you to Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 2 specifically, I guess?
I kind of like the game, the game is quite good. That's what is it. And I think what I've always been really interested in MMOs is fighting things. I am a man of simple tastes. I like to attack things with the weapons. And that's exactly what Guild Wars 2 does really well. And it has a lot of variety, I've always really enjoyed PvP games, right? Like, the games that I played most competitively have been real-time strategy, which is essentially a PvP game, 1v1 game, right? Specifically StarCraft 2. And Guild Wars 2, it had the best PvP, specifically world versus world. I was definitely very excited when Guild Wars 2 came out. I played some of the beta weekends, actually. I was like, dude, wait, this game is really cool. The way the weapons work is really cool. The game feels great to play, all that kind of stuff. But what actually initially kind of got me to play the game a lot was world versus world. It was actually what I played the most of. Obviously, now, we do a lot of raiding. We do a lot of kind of everything, right? Like, is what I play in the game. But back then, I almost exclusively played PvP in World versus World, actually. Dagger Elementalist. Selly Dagger Elementalist. That's some good content there. True disciple of CMC.
Yeah. And
it kind of went from there. Like, and the thing that kind of really cemented this, weirdly enough, was absolutely the content creation, right? I actually use, if you look at my YouTube channel, the really old stuff there, you've got some StarCraft stuff, you've got some League of Legends, you have Dota 2 popping up, right? You have WoW, actually, there's some WoW videos, right? There's actually quite a lot of variety. But what really actually cemented Guild Wars 2 was actually that I started to make some videos about the game, and people really like them, actually. And a guy called Rengaru, really nice guy, also a Command & Conquer fan. Exquisite taste in both content creators and videos, but also video games. And he posted this video to the Guild Wars 2 subreddit. And this is actually crazy, right? This is going to sound super weird. I actually didn't even know what Reddit was at the time. I didn't know what that was. And people were commenting. This video got posted on Reddit, right? And I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is, right? And so I negotiated my way to the subreddit. And I go like, whoa. Everyone loves this. There's loads of people here. Like, this is really cool. These are some really cool people. And then I started making more and more videos. And that's what, like, ultimately kind of got me, like, more and more attached to the game, was the content creation element, that kind of community thing, that making something, right? Creating something that people enjoy is something that I really, really like. And that's what I found success with. And that definitely influenced my decision to play a lot of Guild Wars 2, because, I love gaming, right? I love just playing games and, fighting bosses and battling other players and trying to get better and all that kind of stuff. But I've always been very, very interested in making stuff, right? And like I like making them. I like making videos, like silly videos, or like making programs, right? Like making little mini games, right? I was messing around with code in Roblox and so on, right? I love stuff like all the Lego Mindstorm stuff that you could have, like the electronic sets, right? That's what I've always really liked, and kind of content creation, and ultimately even Hardstuck, right? Building communities. It's an extension of that, right? And that's kind of the next level for me that makes it really, really enjoyable. And I guess the final nail in the coffin was actually Heart of Thorns, because that's when I actually started streaming a lot and playing the game a lot more, actually. Was Heart of Thorns when raids came out, because I'd raided in WoW, right? But I hadn't really played PvE in Guild Wars 2, weirdly enough, not much. And when raids came, I was like, dude, this is sick. It's actually insane. Like the first week, I was grinding like 6 hours every single day trying to kill Veil Guardian. It took us a week. Like we killed the day before reset. I was on full Knights Tank Reaper. Like even then I was jailed on tank because like we had different players every day, right? Because I didn't have like a group or anything like that. It was actually a group of streamers. I was raiding with Jabro and Leviathan and stuff like this, some real old school faces in the content creation scene. It was like random people. So obviously the thing about it was it didn't feel that bad at the time because it was so new and fresh, but we were literally like reprogressing every day, right? Yeah. Because we had new people. So it was like, wait, hang on a minute. These people have no idea what they're doing. And everyone was playing like scuffed builds and like really scuffed, like everything was scuffed, right?
It's sort of like the Wild West then, yeah.
But it was so good. It was so much fun to clear that, like to get the boss down, that actually prompted, actually saying, all right, I'm going to make a community. I'm going to make like a raid guild, right? I'm going to make a group. I'm going to make a stream. I'm going to make a group of gamers. We're going to blast these raids hardcore. Now, in some ways, was even the first iteration of Hardstuck, right? Like the legendary guild Mystic Builds, also known as Salt. That's
this is what I was gonna like sort of ask you.
Do
next
a full podcast on that.